Hello everyone out there. This is Dr. Haruna Goro. I trust you're all doing fine. Thank you for joining me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. It's something I want to pass across that's happening in Nigeria. So go ahead and share the link with as many people as you can. Let them join us in this broadcast. I'll try to be brief. I know I've not been coming to you live or with broadcasts as I used to. Reason being because I've called several times for people to take a stand and salvage their nation back, salvage Nigeria from decadence and from the reign of terror and these corrupt, diabolic, greedy politicians. And only the citizens can do it. Politics and democracy is said to be the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And so it cannot just be a few people deciding what should be. So you go ahead and please share the link and let me know also where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. And write me some comment. I want to get your views on what's going on right now in Nigeria, the country of our birth. I'm currently not in Nigeria. But then I've been following what's going on, and it's important that any Nigerian, whether you're living within the nation or abroad, you must not forget where you're coming from. And that's why I have continued to speak on issues regarding governance in Nigeria. And you don't need a prophet to tell you that what's going on now needs a miracle, needs a supernatural touch of God. If not, Nigeria is like Tinubu and his government are driving this Nigerian truck or they're flying this Nigerian plane and headed for a crash. So we pray that it will not end up that way. Recently, Bayo Adenuga went on television to be, accusing, saying that Peter Obi is inciting his followers to go on a national protest. And what these people don't know is that, if not because Peter Obi is a gentle, a person that wants to follow the rule of law, wants peace, he doesn't, just like Jonathan said, that his ambition to go for a second term, is not worth the blood or the shedding of the blood of any Nigerian. And so, Peter Obi is also like that. Even after the mandate was stolen, broad daylight, when Mahmoud Yakubu connived together with this evil current government, with Tinubu and his cohorts, using the judges to steal the election, Peter Obi did not call on their followers to go on the street or to go on a protest. And up till now, Peter believes in the rule of law. He believes that if truly anybody loves and cares for the nation, the person should be prepared to go through the normal legal process of getting into government. And that is go to the polls and ensure that the person campaigns and goes to the poll and let Nigerians decide, instead of rigging, instead of stealing, bribing people and stealing the election. So Peter Obi is for peace. Anybody that's calling and trying to blame Peter Obi and say he should be arrested at a time like this, when Peter Obi has been the reason that we are having peace in Nigeria. People are frustrated. The young people came out in their millions for marches. Then they went out to vote, went to register to vote, and they were frustrated, but that didn't stop them. They still went on up till when they went on to vote. And we knew what happened during the voting, how many people were wounded, were disenfranchised, they burnt the boxes, chased people from the voting centers. And even after that, Nigerians are still just waiting to see whether there will be change. But we know what is happening right now. So instead of going to, trying to divert people's attention, to get them off what you're concentrating on your bad governance. You're now talking about Peter Obi because he's a man of peace. But Nigerians know better. You can try to change the narrative, twist things around. Nigerians know Peter Obi is not to blame for your bad governance. Peter Obi is not the reason why you have borrowed so much. Peter Obi is not the reason why we are still having insecurity, even though you promised that there will be security, will be sorted, the economy will be sorted, but now things are worse. Even I would say more than 10 times worse than the time of Buhari. Even though Buhari's government was so bad and we were expecting change, and that's why people went out to vote for Peter Obi in mass. And that's why when they declared, INEC fraudulently declared that Agbado Master is the winner, we didn't see people celebrate. And even the time they did the swearing in, or the time the court case, and they said, oh no, he has won, and they are upholding his being the president, we didn't see people celebrate. The nation was like in mourning. People like us and Aisha, Dr. Mo, and many, Dele Farotomi, and many others kept calling and saying, Nigerians, you are the only one that can take your nation back from these evil, wicked people. So, and the Constitution of Nigeria allows people to go on peaceful protest. So anybody saying Peter Obi is the one instigating the people, they are just trying to stay away from taking responsibility for bad governance. And all that Nigerians are doing is that they are saying they are tired. They are of bad governance, and they are calling on Tinubu and his government to change things. If not, they are going to they're not going to sit quiet and just fold their hands and expect things to work, because Tinubu is taken care of by the government, people in the legislative arm of government, and all the others are looked after by the government, so they don't feel the pinch of the suffering of Nigerians. This hunger is killing people. And now you see people, especially in the north where I come from, where the imams were telling their followers, telling the Muslims that going on protest is haram. Meanwhile, the so-called imams were the ones that have collected money from these greedy, wicked politicians. And some pastors even have also been bought by the politicians. That's why they tell their followers, let's calm down, let's calm down. But the people are dying of hunger. Daily there is kidnapping. And people that already don't have money, but they have to go and look for money from where to go and pay for ransom. And the things are going so bad. And so anybody that is saying that there should be no protest, then bring the solution. Nigerians have to stand and defend. So since nobody is there to defend them, they have no choice but to stand up and defend themselves. That's what the protest is about. And they are trying to divert people's attention and go after Peter Obi when Peter Obi is not the reason for your bad governance. Face you said you're able to fix it. You said, hey, Miloko, it's your turn to fix Nigeria. Why don't you fix Nigeria? Go ahead and fix it. You said you grab it and run with it, so you're running with it. You said you will hit the ground running, but you hit the ground running and you brought more corruption than before. Insecurity has increased, and now the economy is rock bottom. When you came in, what was the exchange rate? And what is the current exchange rate? What was the cost of a bag of rice? What was the flight ticket from Lagos to Abuja when you came in? What was the price of a liter of petrol in the service station, in the petrol station? Now everything is dark. That's why people are saying the only thing maybe the government will listen to is when we come out and say what our grievances are. We are not calling on anybody to go and destroy anything, kill anyone, or harm or hurt anyone. It's just about letting their voice be heard. See, they are not listening. People are talking, but they are not listening. So suddenly they are trying to say, go. Bio is saying, go on. The Bio is saying that Peter Obi is the reason it was behind the protest. Peter Obi is not behind it. Actually, Peter Obi is the reason why many more people are, let me say, I'm not saying he brought the suffering, but the silence of Peter Obi, they're not calling on people to do that, is the reason why more people are suffering. Because Peter Obi kept telling them, let's wait and see, change will come, change will come. And then he kept talking about bad governance, addressing different issues of what Tinubu is doing. But has Tinubu changed? He hasn't changed. So when the people decided they are not waiting for Peter Obi, If Peter Obi is waiting for 2027 and people are already suffering in just this 1 year, and people are dying and suffering, dying of hunger. So Peter Obi has food to eat. The politicians have food to eat. But how about the citizens that are suffering? So the whole thing about changing Nigeria is not about Peter Obi. Why was Peter Obi the highlight? Why were people all talking about Peter Obi? Because among all the other evil politicians, Peter Obi seemed to be highlighted, to be seen as the only one that has a heart for people, that cares for people, that's not going to go there to steal the money, but will be there to make sure that whether you're from the north, south, east, or west, that you will enjoy the resources of the nation. You will understand what good governance is. So that's why even people from the north, people like us, we were advocating for Peter Obi to come in there. So nobody's going to deceive us and lie to us. And let me warn our northern clerics, don't ever use religion, because religion is not feeding the people. This idea of, don't do this because Allah is against, it's haram for you to go on a protest. But I want to ask you that, are you feeding the people? They are suffering, but you're using religion to keep them down. Or any pastor, any bishop, anybody that is using religion as the reason. And don't ever let them use this tribalism again, or sectionalism, you're from the north or from the south. As Peter Obi used to say, that the people in the north, do they buy bread cheaper than the southerners? Or do Muslims buy bread cheaper than the Christians? No, everybody is suffering. That's why I am putting my weight behind and I'm in support of this protest. Let's go ahead and do it. Peaceful protest. Whether you are in Nigeria or abroad, go to the different embassies and let the protest let them know that bad governance will not be tolerated anymore. See what just happened in Kenya. The people went out on a peaceful protest, but then the government, the president or the government released the police to go and start shooting people, and people lost their lives. That is not the kind of thing we want. The Constitution of Nigeria allows peaceful protest, and that is all the people want to do. And so nobody should bother talking. Nobody should come here and start telling us about Peter Obi. Peter Obi is not the reason for your bad governance. Fix the government, fix the nation. If not, this protest is inevitable. It may be delayed, but it will never be denied. Because they said in Hausa, I too react bongo. That means the push, when it gets to the wall, there's no other place to turn to. You have to turn and face the person or the object that is pushing you into danger or into trouble. So that's what Nigerians are tired. They were waiting to see whether there will be change, and there's been no change. So Nigerians, rise up now and take your nation back from this wicked politician. Whether you're from the north, south, east, or west, or you're abroad and you are a Nigerian, this is the time to stand and take our nation back. Because Tinubu has just started, but see what has happened. Can you imagine this bad governance continuing for another 3 years? That before 2027, we may have many Nigerians in the grave, and there may be no nation called Nigeria again. That's why I support those that are saying there must be a referendum. The constitution must change. Something is wrong. There is something that is perpetuating, that is giving room to this kind of bad governance that will keep suffering from one regime to the other. And I'm in support of this call for a protest. So make sure you join when the time comes. Well, I don't want to make this broadcast too long. I want to say thank you very much for joining me. Let me know where you're joining from. Leave me a comment and let me know what you feel about the protest that's coming up. Do you think that Peter Obi is behind it, or the Igbos are behind it? No, they always find ways to go after the Igbos. Innocent people. What have the Igbos done? The civil war was so many years ago, and we are still putting it on the Igbos. Are they the reason for the bad governance? Now, the Yoruba is there. So tell me, what is the Yoruba man doing? He has just surrounded himself with his Yoruba people. Now, I'm married to a Yoruba woman from the south, but I'm telling you, even my wife would tell you that she's not in support of Tinubu's bad governance. So it's not about tribalism. Don't bring tribalism here. When people start talking, they say, oh, you're Hausa, oh, you're Fulani, you are Yoruba, you're Igbo. I want to let you know the time to free Nigeria has come. And make sure you're part of the people that will rise up and say, even if it's not for us, let's do it for our children's children. And for me, I'm not doing this because anybody is paying me. I'm doing it because I care and I have a heart and I'm concerned about seeing a new nation born. And I believe that is possible. Go ahead and share this broadcast with as many people as you can. It was great coming to you again. I know I've not been broadcasting as I used to, but here and there, as I see the need, I will broadcast, because I'm also dealing with different things, talking about Africa, talking about what's going on in America and other nations of the world, because I'm not saying I have the solution to what is happening, but I just cannot stand when people are taking advantage of the people and they're pressing on them and saying they must not talk and they have no right to talk. Because even God that created us with free wills to make our views known, to say when something is not going the way it should be, we should be able to talk. So, well, thank you for being with me. Look forward to seeing you next time. Once again, this is your friend and brother, Dr. Haruna Goro. Please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and press the subscribe button on YouTube. And on Facebook, if you have not followed me, go ahead and follow me. And I want to get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Not because I want money. My channel is not monetized, so I've not been doing this thing for money. So I want to say thank you. Look forward to seeing you next time. This is your brother and friend, Dr. Haruna Goro. Bye-bye for now.